Hello, Chris. As you can tell, I am sitting in the large chair, and I am trying very hard not to be self-conscious about the zit just above my nose. And the way I shall accomplish this is by being self-conscious of this zit instead.
Video bloggery.
I don't know if this movie's gonna turn out any different from usual, but there's a decent chance because I'm using a different editing software. Till now I had been using iMovie 6, which is a fairly simple video editor, based mostly on the same principles as Windows Movie Maker, i.e. Logic and Sense. More recent versions haven't used that. They've used something else. Madness. And while I have thus far been content to use ancient technology, rather than convert to the madness of iMovie 08 or iMovie 09, I recently upgraded all of my applications to iLife 09, which includes iMovie. And while I can use the old one, I figure I'll give this one a whirl. So I really don't like the way it works, but maybe after I've used it for a while I'll start liking it better. But if this video doesn't turn out well, then rest assured that I won't be using this software again. So anyway, in light of this new aspect ratio, I'm feeling a bit cinematic, which is appropriate because you just gave me a movie review, and you'll be giving me another one soon. I'm recording. I'm recording, Kelly.
I'm not supposed to know that.
No, you're not. It doesn't matter.
Christine put the keyboard you gave to her.
Shut up! No, I don't know.
Hello, Manny. Oh my god, can you please put Manny in your movie? Please, please, please. Tom, please, please.
It's illegal to have fish on YouTube.
No, it's not!
Yes, it is.
What?
Yes.
No!
It's against the laws.
Tom, put Manny in your movie.
No.
Manny wants to be in the picture.
No fish on YouTube.
Manny!
Bram over.
All he's ever wanted is to be in. I don't want to be in your stupid movie. I just want Manny to be in the pictures.
Is that enough?
Yes.
I don't even remember what I was talking about. Right, movies. I was building up to say something about Return of the Jedi, and how out of the original Star Wars movies, it's probably the weakest one. Now, a lot of people say that the Ewoks and some of the sillier bits in Jabba's palace aren't quite what a Star Wars movie should be, and that's probably true, but not interesting. I think what's more interesting is that there are some severe problems with the film's structure. I think the main problem is that the first 40 minutes are an entirely separate movie. I mean, the Tatooine part of the movie doesn't have much to do with the Endor and second Death Star part of the movie. Now, I understand, Star Wars is inspired by film serials. In A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, they go from adventure to adventure, visiting a variety of locales, interacting with different characters, and accomplishing multiple different goals. But it is serialized. Each new adventure they go on is directly caused by the previous adventure. Now, I'm not going to go into this too far, but if you're familiar with the events of the Star Wars movies, then this probably makes sense to you. This is the basic plot of A New Hope. See how each mini-adventure is caused by one or more mini-adventures that preceded it? The same is true in The Empire Strikes Back. The Battle of Hoth causes them to go their separate ways and then meet up later. But that's not really true in The Return of the Jedi. We have two entirely separate story arcs. They're both causally related to The Empire Strikes Back, but they're not causally related to one another. And while I think there's a lot of really great stuff in this movie, specifically the battle above the Sarlacc pit, the speeder bike chase, and any scene involving Darth Vader or the Emperor, there's no particular reason for the events to happen in the order they do. I mean, about a year passes between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and I'm sure a lot happened in that year. But why does Luke not visit Yoda? Why does he spend an entire year planning to rescue Han without seeking any advice from the Jedi Master who's teaching him? Not to mention the rendezvous where the Rebel Alliance plans the attack on the second Death Star. I mean, were they waiting for Han or something? How long have those Bothans been dead for? I mean, as I said, it's clear that all of this has to happen in order for the arc of the trilogy to be brought to a conclusion. I mean, Han has to be rescued, and Luke has to visit Yoda, and they have to take down the Empire. But there's just no logical progression, which I think damages the movie considerably. So it got me to thinking, where would I rank it in terms of Star Wars movies? In fact, how do I rank the 6 Star Wars movies? And here's my list with my favorite at the top. I know it's fashionable to hate all the prequels, but screw you, I like Revenge of the Sith. And you might notice that The Phantom Menace isn't even on this list. That's because I've only seen it 3 times. 2 of those were when I was 11, so they don't count. And one of them was in this very room with you and some other people, and other things were going on so that no one was paying attention to the movie. So that doesn't count either. Although I'm guessing I'd rank it at the bottom. Now, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Return of the Jedi, and your ranking of the Star Wars movies. But you're not allowed to talk about that in your next video. So that's gonna have to wait a while. Speaking of your next video, I'm gonna change things up a bit. Now, usually it is against the rules for one of us to post 2 consecutive videos, but I'm waiving that rule, and I want you to post your review and your song in 2 separate videos. I am giving you an extension on the song. The review is still still do on Tuesday. But for the song, you can have till noon on Thursday. I do want them to be in 2 separate videos. That's right, I'm altering your punishment. Pray I don't alter it any further. So that's your assignment, and you already know what your punishment is if you fail. So that's about all I have to say. Have a nice breakfast.